today at least. What's going on, everybody? Today we're doing something a little bit different that I've never done before. And I don't know anybody that's ever done it. I'm sure it has been done, but I don't know anybody that's done it. But anyhow, we got drawn for gators this year. Once again, thank the good Lord. And today we're gonna go set a couple cameras out over these particular ponds in this county that I got drawn for. And we'll see, hopefully we can get some good pictures of some gators throughout the next couple weeks and get an idea of what's roaming around in there. I know there's some big ones in there, some small ones. I say big ones, there's one that's a really big one. It's probably about 10 or 11 foot. Then we got one that's about 8 foot, another one about 7 foot. So just wanting to make sure that they're still hanging around and see if there's any other ones that I don't know about yet. So let's get out here. You see what we got to work with here. It's not really a big pond at all, but it's hosting gators, that's for sure. I've been trying to kill gator out of this place for the last 3 years. Killed one down the road 2 seasons ago, but it wasn't the one that I was particularly after. Last year, came out here when a buddy of mine had drawn for this area. Couldn't get on the big one. Just ain't got big by being dumb, but got something else up the sleeve this year. We're gonna try baiting this year. Never tried baiting for gators before, but in Florida you gotta do it a little bit different. You can't put a hook in it. You've got to put a wooden peg no more than 2 inches long, and it has to be connected to a rod in the boat. So we'll try that this year. Hopefully that tactic's gonna work a lot better for killing this big old gator. We got about a little 4 or 5 footer right there. No more than 20 yards out. I'll be honest with y'all, I ain't even gonna try to fake it. I get a little nervous. Not nervous, but a little extra cautious whenever I'm in the kayak in this particular pond because of having multiple gators in here that don't see people, hardly none, if ever, other than me. And yeah, knowing that there's at least one big one in here and possibly another, because there's a big one down the road as well, not too far from here, just makes you think a little more being in this little thing, especially this time of year. I think we're gonna put the camera right here at the base of this tree so we can have a good view of this pond. From what I've noticed, the big one, both big ones, the 8 footer and about the 10, 11 footer, hanging out right here in this corner, coming around this back side, just back and forth right here. Last couple years we hunted them, that's exactly what they did. Always pop up right there, come out. So, sounds like it'll work. And at least with this spot, this tree in particular, even though I can see most of the pond, it's going to be blocked from the sun for the majority of the time, because with this camera being black, last thing I want is so much heat throughout the entire day hitting this thing that it ends up messing up the camera or something. Look at that, we got this daggum branch that comes out like this here. I thought it was going to be my way, but it actually works perfect to give the camera a slight angle down to be viewing out here. So now, just like we would with setting trail camera up on a deer trail, we'll just cattle out about 10 feet. Just make sure the sensor picks us up and we'll be good to roll. One thing I did just think of though, and I hope this doesn't affect it, I don't think it would pick up the water moving, like the ripples of the water. Hopefully it'll pick up just the solid movement of the gator's head going across. But we're going to find out how this works. This might either work really good and we'll get some gator pictures, or we're going to get a lot of pictures of some water moving and fill up the SD card. So it's fun either way. We're going to try. Lord, keep this camera going well. We got fresh batteries. And may I come back to some pictures of big old gators. Best of luck to you. this second pond to get to, not nearly as easy. Gotta go through a lot of cattails and just thick crap. We'll go ahead and set a camera up over here in this corner. When I was scouting out here 2 years ago, that's where I got her on video at. When we came hunting her out here, she was always, she, whatever it was, whether it was a big old bull gator or whatever, big gator was hanging out in that corner. If you go on the other side of that thicket, it actually is just a marsh, probably maybe a half-acre marsh roughly. I've gotten in there with the boat before, but it can't do nothing with it. It's just too thick. So I am confident though that's where it's hanging out at, because every time I end up seeing her, she's on that side, right in that corner. Every time she goes under and pops back up, she was right there in that corner. She could be on this side of the pond and she'd go under and pop up over there. So we're gonna put a camera up right there, hopefully be able to catch her coming out, or at least swimming around over there, because I know that's where she likes hanging out just in general. That tunnel is where she always came out at. Would lead right out here in the middle. She'd just hang out, not far from this side. I think this is going to be the little tree we use. There's not many big ones around to use. There's a little bit thicker base tree here in front of me, but the way the sun's going to be coming up, this camera's going to be cooking that thing majority of the day. Now hopefully we ain't going to have any daggone wasp about to get stirred up here, because that is a concern. If we do, we're going to get it on video of me getting popped. We about got her ready to roll. We're just going to get the sensor on so we can make sure she's reading good. One of the biggest things is getting all this daggum grass out of the way. That's the last thing I need sitting there, just a blade of grass. It's lying in front of it and setting it off. I like that though, that's a good setup. That tunnel right there. Now you got the camera sitting right there. So this is the spot she'd always hang out at. Hopefully she's still in here. We're gonna get some pictures of her. All right, ready to roll. Now, let's get out of here, get on back to the house. There's Gator right there.